the audio now?
I'm going to try and speak into the microphone. Is this better? Is everybody now PM? How many people are in the stream? Just PM?
6 right now.
6 people are on this, and I don't know if you can hear me at all. This sucks if you can't hear me, but if you can hear me better, just give me a thumbs up on that side. Thumbs up for if you can hear me better. Thumbs down if you can't hear me better.
Much better.
Much better. So this is where we're at. This little tiny microphone on this, on my side.
Patrick said it's great now.
It's great. All right, great. I'm going to scream into this stupid little microphone so everybody can hear me. So, thank you for joining the stream. We're going to get right into this.
Producer's fired.
My producer is going to be fired. Poor young Matthew helping me out here. We thought we had everything figured out, but now that we're up and running, I'm going to real quick get into the intro of this show. This is going to be Leader of the Pack. We're going to be opening up retro baseball cards from the 1980s into the early 90s. You know, as a kid, I collected cards. I know Matt said that he collected cards, or at least that's what he told me, that he collected cards. But yeah, we're going to have fun with this. We're going to look into, you know, what we're hoping there are, like, great old memories, great old cards. Everybody's in quarantine. You know, there's a ton of shows out there on Facebook Live or on YouTube that are probably better produced than this piece of garbage little microphone that I've got. But
Steve's show.
And not Steve's show. I mean, Steve's show is a 100% shout out to the Basement Bar Show with Steve Mazzano. Shout out to Quarantine Tonight with Drew Weisholtz as well. Shout out to Dave Portnow and his pizza review show. Those are professional broadcasts. This is not meant to be professional broadcast. This is meant to be basically me goofing around, looking into a camera, opening up a pack of baseball cards.
Kim wants to know who gets the bubble gum.
And making fun of the players inside. Well, we'll talk about bubblegum when we get to a card set that actually has bubblegum. In this case, we're opening up today the 1987 Donruss card pack. 15 cards in this particular set. No gum, but apparently there are 3 puzzle pieces. So we'll see if we get any part of Roberto Clemente's face, head, nose, whatever it may be. Matt, if you want to show the people at home a little bit closer up. So, yeah, rest in peace, Bob Clemente and his, you know, charitable contributions. Matt
said El Prez is garbage.
El Prez, I'm not going to say anything bad about El Prez. Matt, can you tell me a little bit about the most popular cards that we may be looking at before we go into this set?
Make sure people can hear me before.
Okay, can everybody hear Producer Matt, or should we just slide this silly thing back and forth?
Can you guys hear Matt? Hello, people. It's Matt. Can we hear me?
Acknowledge Matt if we can.
All right. So what we're looking for is Barry Bonds, Bo Jackson, Greg Maddux, Mark McGwire, and Rafael Palmeiro all had rookie cards from this in this set.
Yes, sir.
I heard it's fine in the middle.
And it's fine in the middle. All right. So then let's put it in the middle. No tug of war. So, yeah, bottom line, you see a lot of people there that are on that list are besmirched in baseball. Your Bondses, your McGuires, your Rafi Palmeiros. Rafi Palmeiro, kind of a scumbag. One of my favorite players as a kid, but, you know, ended up being quite a scumbag. So, without further ado, let's bomb into this piece here.
Take the mic back towards you.
I will take the mic back towards me. I'm getting a lot of notes today. Thanks, everybody. So the Donruss cards actually...
You don't pull any of those.
So the Donruss cards of this set, kind of a like the third tier, second tier brand. Topps was obviously the most popular card set out there in the world. But Donruss, you can find them. I think I saw more Donruss at baseball card shows, just because they were a little bit more of a collector's piece than anything else. And so right off the top, I got the Roberto Clemente puzzle pieces, 6, 5, and 4. Unfortunately, we don't have any other card sets for 1987 Donruss. So it's going to mean nothing. You get none of his face. You don't get like his jersey,
Top of his helmet.
no shoes, no. Yeah, it's useless. So we put the mint in Roberto Clemente. So first card up in this set. I like this set. The background border on it with the black and the yellow. I think it's kind of cool. But the first card up here, Lamar Hoyt. At the time, pitched for the San Diego Padres. Won a Cy Young Award with the Chicago White Sox when they had some pretty dope short sleeve shirt uniforms that look like almost like business suits. Lamar Hoyt was a fine pitcher. That one Cy Young was a pretty charitable situation.
Of the '85 All-Star game.
All right, yeah, the 1985 All-Star game. It was probably a hoot for everybody. So we're going to move on to second card in the pack here. Los Angeles Dodgers first baseman Franklin Stubbs. Franklin Stubbs was I don't want to even call him a flash in the pan because that's kind of besmirching the name of a flash in the pan. He was on the Dodgers. He probably played after Steve Garvey took his talents to San Diego and took his garbage Lego hair to San Diego. But Franklin Stubbs, I guess he was a power hitter. Not great with the gloves.
Decent according to Steve.
Decent. Well,
Career 215.
That's
up until that point.
That's a tall task. Our next guy up, I don't know anything about this guy. Cincinnati Reds. This looks like his rookie card. So get your bids in if you want to buy this rookie card. If you're related to him. Reds outfielder Tracy Jones. No, this isn't a softball card, ladies and gentlemen. That's an American male. Tracy Jones might have been, in a crowded outfield with Eric Davis in 1987. Might have rubbed elbows with the great Dave Parker in Cincinnati. I'll name everybody else on the Cincinnati Red 1986 team before I'll come anywhere close to remembering what Tracy Jones might have done in his career. But yeah, Tracy Jones rookie card for those interested. The next guy, actually a little more famous and a pretty good career as a pitcher as well as a pitching coach, is one Rick Honeycutt. Rick Honeycutt, a left-hander. Frederick Wayne Honeycutt, if you're being real formal with his name. I like the action shot on that one. It shows that the cameraman who was taking pictures on that day of spring training, had a nice zoom on the back of his jersey there. He's not posing for the picture. Rick Honeycutt's not showing up as a posed entity for your yearbook photos. Rick Honeycutt wants an action shot, baby. All right. Sorry to get off track there with Rick Honeycutt. I thought he was pretty great. Like, I don't know. I don't know about you. Next guy up, Mike Diaz here, outfielder, first baseman for the Pirates. One thing to note, again, I think this might be the type of career minor leaguer that we will come to expect to see in a lot of these packs. But Mike Diaz, if you notice it, Matt, give him a tight shot on the number that he's wearing, 59. It goes down in the folklore of spring training. If you've got a high number, anything above the 50s or 60s, you're probably not going to make the team coming out of camp. We're just going to prepare you for that. I wish Tim Tebow's number was higher than 50 because I'd never like to see him anywhere near a major league or minor league baseball field. Type of guy that you want to stay in camp. Mike Diaz might be the 80s equivalent to Tim Tebow. Is that fair? Is that fair to say? He didn't want a Heisman, but maybe if he had a little bit more mobility as a quarterback, he could have won a Heisman. All right, sticking with the theme of this card pack, a lot of Los Angeles Dodgers in here, and our second LA lefty from that staff of 1987, Ed Vanderberg. That's a great name for a baseball player. There's not a lot of great, great mustache. There's not a lot of, sort of that, the first part of the name plus the last part of the name, unless they're, hyphenating it. But Edward Vanderberg, a great addition to our baseball player mustache Hall of Fame, maybe. Let's get that going.
I want to know what's on in the background.
It's
1984 week 3.
So we're going. Our theme in the background is This Week in Baseball. This day in opening cards, we're getting to towards the middle of the pack, maybe towards the end of the pack. This is a great one. Outfielder for the Boston Red Sox, Big Dave Henderson. Again, another awesome outfield power hitter. Had a really great batting stance, I remember. The 1986 Boston Red Sox lost to the 1986 New York Mets, the greatest team in the history of baseball. Dave Henderson did his best to kind of rally the Boston Red Sox that year in 86. 87, obviously, showing up happy enough for photo day at spring training. But he's, unlike Honeycutt and unlike Ed Vanderberg, he is posed for his picture. So I'm not going to take too much away from him. I liked him as a player. I guess this marks the official middle of the pack because this is what the Roberto Clemente puzzle would look like. Spoiler alert for anybody that was going to collect the rest of the 87 set and put that puzzle together. That's what it would come out to. So if we can take the part that we have and sort of match that on the side, yep, we're on our way. We're on our way. Can you find 5, 6, 4? It doesn't matter. Roberto Clemente was a great spokesperson for baseball. Died too soon. Very charitable. I used to be pretty critical of his career, but I read up on him. I thought he was ended up being a great humanitarian for the game. Much deserved. Maybe retire his number throughout the league if we ever get back to having a league. A guy whose number is never going to be retired is next man up. I don't remember this guy's career at all, but Jackie Gutierrez. I do see that he did play for the Red Sox before his stint. Gutierrez. Spanish translator, producer Matt, throwing in his 2 cents that the Gutierrez is the correct way to pronounce it. My linguals are off, my man. Thank you for the correction, for the stat correction, as it were. Moving on, this might be another name you might need to help me out with as far as pronunciation. San Diego Padres. Here we go. It's here for a reason. San Diego Padres 1987 pitcher Ed Wojna? Edward David Wojna.
Sounds great.
Not going into anybody's... if you remember Edward David Wojna, please give us your best Edward David Wojna career highlight. Like if you went to a game, in 1987 and you saw this goof slide out of the bullpen, or if he was, getting banged up in the first and second inning of a game, please share that information with me. I have no idea what happened in that guy's career, other than he's got a very hard name to pronounce.
Traded from the Phillies.
Okay, all right. What a career highlight. Anyway, moving on. I do remember this guy, probably because I was a National League Baseball fan, Jeff Lottie. I believe his Chris Berman nickname was Jeff Lottie Da. Of course, Chris Berman, way past his prime. In 1987, when he was hosting SportsCenter, probably would have yelled Jeff Lottie Da 100 times during that telecast, and Tom Mees' eyes would have rolled. So, shout out to Tom Mees. Rest in peace, Tom Mees. I know you died a number of years ago. We are moving ahead. This was kind of a specialty card in the sets of Donruss that you would find. They were the Diamond Kings, and this one is a true Diamond King. Not yet Hall of Famer, not ever Hall of Famer, Teddy Higuera. Kind of a portly pitcher. There was a lot of fat guy pitchers in the middle part of the 80s. Probably spirited on by Fernando Valenzuela. Just your Fernandos, your Guillermo Lopez's, your Sid Fernandez's. Most of these pitchers are Hispanic in descent and like to, maybe eat a chimichanga before they took the mound on their day. Didn't like to do a lot of running in the, in the pregame part, but whatever it may be.
Someone asked if that was a basement bar drink specialty.
This little one, no, it wasn't. It's a plain cup of water, my friends. Plain cup of water. All right, moving on. Got a few more cards left. This guy, very much a New Jersey native, Neptune, New Jersey's own, Brookdale College baseball player, Denny Walling. I can see the look on your face, Matt. Yes, that guy went to and played for Brookdale Community College. It's not on the back of the card. You got to know a little bit more about the players before you open up the cards. I've got that common knowledge when it comes to a guy like Denny Walling. Matt is transfixed by the back of this card because it says Neptune, New Jersey. Yeah, he's a local favorite. I guess he's someone can help me out in the comments. He's probably Brookdale's only professional sports athlete, and what an athlete he was. He was an off the bench guy, kind of backup infielder, backup outfielder for the Astros.
Third that year.
Well, played third base. Yeah. Awesome. I love that came out. That's great. I'm super excited for it. All right, this might be as we like to say, the title of the show is Leader of the Pack. This is probably the leader of the pack in today's. Jack Morris. A tremendous pitcher, a tremendous postseason pitcher. Threw that one hitter in 1992 with the Minnesota Twins. This was the early part of his career. Superb mustache. A man with a tremendous mustache. And kind of a kind of twisty turny delivery. Kind of gets, you can see it when Matt brings the card back up after he looks at
winning pitcher over the 6 seasons leading up.
Yeah, no, he might be one of the most, the most decorated pitchers in Detroit Tigers history. Shout out to Detroit. Shout out to Amay and Detroit. I don't know if Amay is watching, but I'm sure she saw Jack Morris in the streets of Detroit at the time. Last card, everybody, last card. The teammate of Denny Walling from Brookdale, New Jersey, Kevin Bass. Kevin Bass beat up the Mets in the 1986 NLCS for the Houston Astros. Again, a real tremendous player at the time. Real dangerous, tough to strike out. Had some decent first to third speed. Had kind of a big face, I would also say. Another mustache guy. But yeah, certainly would be a feared hitter if you're, if you are a Rick Honeycutt and you had to, pitch to a Kevin Bass.
Traded to the Astros in exchange for pitcher Mike Madden.
That's ridiculous. Listen, there's a lot of 1980s cards here. If Mike Madden, who was traded for Kevin Bass, comes out of this pack, then it'll all be out of one of these other packs, I should say. This will all be worth it. But that, my friends, is the end of our episode. We got through all 15. We got through the puzzle piece. We talked about Roberto Clemente. We covered a lot of great mustaches in baseball. What I'd like you guys to do is bear with us on these technical problems. I think we figured out most of it. We're going for, to do this every couple days, not necessarily a bunch of days in a row. Don't get all thirsty looking for us on Facebook Live every day. This isn't the Basement Bar Show. This isn't Quarantine Tonight. This is a special. This is like one of those, like the 10 episode special of like Curb Your Enthusiasm, where it might show up once a week. So I hope you enjoy it. Please comment below if you want to bid on one of the cards that came out of the pack for today. If you bid on a card, I will accept your payment, but that payment and that money will go to a local charity. We will figure out the local charities once we've collected some money for the cards. If you want to basically buy the whole set of cards once we're done opening them all, I'll accept a large donation for the whole set of cards.
Any suggestions for charities too?
The suggestions for charities, I think around here in the local Monmouth County area, we've got a lot of, servers, bartenders, restaurant staff and employees that are out of work right now. We will certainly, look for a few of them there. If anybody knows of a charity that we can, kind of earmark to make donations to, again, just drop it in the comments. Send me a private message if you want to. If you're very curious about all the stats on the back of Lamar Hoyt's baseball card and you want me to read those in future episodes, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to open up the card packs. I'm going to go through the cards with my own nostalgic eye and my memory for baseball. So until the next episode, everybody be well. Everybody stay healthy and safe. Wash your hands. Have a good night.